This video is kind of going to be a hit piece on some people I used to know, right? In one way, shape, or form. And it's based on consistency on your health maxing and self improvement journey, right? And the issue I have is like, think about why you started this journey in the first place, right? Why did you start it? It started it because you probably had some sort of a health complication and you decided I need to actually start focusing on my health, right? Or some sort of a health scare anyway, right? Was your health maxing. And self improvement, you realized that you needed to become the best version of yourself to live the life that you actually want to live, right? But the issue is that some people clearly do not want it, and they do not want it bad enough. They they are on self improvement just to say that they're improving themselves and they're improving their health. It's the only reason they're doing it. But if you look at their day to day, it does not change. They're still doing bad habits. They're still every day. They're still scrolling every single day. You know, they mask it in reading a few books, but at the end of the day, they're still touching themselves like a fucking monkey. Like, and I was friends with a couple of people, and they could never get consistent on self improvement or on health maxing. And I was like, "Are you even trying? Think about it this way, right? You are consistent when it comes to your bad habits. Like you made a habit out of that. So try and think to yourself, journal for an hour, and ask yourself, what have I done? How did I manage to trick myself into wanting to do this every day? And let's say, right, you are starting your self improvement journey, right? And you play video games, you scroll social media every day, you touch yourself. Let's say those are your three bad habits, right? Well, then what can you do that's going to help you with that, right? So, regarding the video games, you could start reading instead of playing video games, right? Could read a book instead of playing video games. Then instead of touching yourself, you could do yoga or meditation. You could journal in the evenings rather than scrolling on social media. See, you just replace those habits with the better ones. And then having it's just about having this hung up on your wall then, and just about having that hung up on your wall and ticking it off every single day, right? And if you like gamification of things, seeing a tick every single day on that is worth the same as leveling up 10 levels in the video game, because you're leveling up in actual real life. You know what I mean? You're building yourself into the person that can attract a woman rather than having to touch yourself every evening. You get what I mean? You're changing up your diet, you're actually going to the gym, you're doing healthy activities, etc. And like, do you really want it that badly? You need to ask yourself that. What am I doing this for? Because if you have no genuine want to improve your life, then you're never going to actually get better. And it's a sad, sad reality, but it's just the truth at the end of the day. Like, if you want to get better, you actually have to put in the work to get better. You're not just going to get better by wanting to get better. So it's about making your habit tracker, putting it up on your wall with the habits, and doing it for 3 weeks and ticking them off every day for 3 weeks, and you're never going to want to go back from that ever again. And those people who say, I can't stay consistent. Why can't you? Are you even trying? You're not trying. Like, if you genuinely tried and just used a little bit of willpower, it would be so friggin' easy. You know what I mean? Like, it's ridiculous. And it's absolutely ridiculous, if you ask me now. Like, I can't stay consistent. Why can't you? You're still doing all your bad habits and you haven't even tried to replace them with the good ones. And then there's the people who have replaced the good, have started the good ones but still do the bad ones. And I'm thinking to myself, you're just evening this shit out. Like, you know, you want to be up here, and you think you're up here, but in reality, you're all the way down here. Like, there's no easier way to stay consistent than to have a habit tracker, take it off every single day, replace the old habits with your new habits. So, at the times you would normally do one of the bad habits, replace it with the good habit instead. And yeah, you might slip up every now and again, but it's not an everyday thing of slipping up. You get me? Like, I don't understand how some people are just so mentally and physically like stupid that they mess up once and they let that ruin everything, or they don't even try. That's the worst part. They say, I can't do it, but you haven't even tried. If you try and you make 90% of the progress, you're going to be so much further than everybody else is. But you're not even trying. You are literally just the same as everybody else. Like, I don't understand it at all. And it's actually stupid. Like, if you are on self-improvement, right, and you're making some progress, and you see everybody around you is not, then you're thinking to yourself, like, are these even worthy of being my friends anymore? Because I'm after leveling out. I'm after outgrowing these by like 6, 7 months. And it wasn't even that hard. Every 6 months, you're going to start outgrowing people. And if someone's improving alongside you and they're not actually improving, they're going to bring your quality of life down. Your friends should be absolute killers who, without fail, boom, 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 habit ticked off, habit ticked off, habit ticked off. Then negative habits. You should have one for negative habits, and every time you don't do a negative habit, you tick it off as well. You get me? So you should have two of these, where if you are still doing some of the bad habits, you put them on a different habit tracker, and you track how many days you've done without them. Which, again, you've heard nobody say that before, but it's just kind of common sense at this stage that if you have a habit tracker for the good habits, you should have one for the bad habits to keep track of how many days that you haven't done a bad habit. And again, if you like the gamification of things, you're going to really like the fact that you haven't done it, and you're going to feel really bad every time you have to put an X to say that you've done that habit. So those who say they can't stay consistent, there's something wrong. There genuinely is. Like, if you can't go 2 weeks without staying consistent, there's something majorly wrong there. And you need to start asking yourself, do I really want this? Because the answer is probably no. I'll talk to you tomorrow. Have a lovely day.